Lego. It's the original Batman. Hi, it's Nørgaard. So today I'm doing a little get ready with me video. I'm just gonna give you guys a little life update and where I have been. As you can see, I have new hair. I got my hair braided when I went to Ghana. I'm going to talk more about that in the video. But yeah, I decided to do a little fall glam look today. And yeah, I don't want the intro to be super long because I know the actual video is going to be long enough. So yeah, I just want to remind you guys to thumbs up the video if you enjoy it. And that is all. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. So I already did my one eye, as you can see, to get an idea of what kind of look I'm doing. So let's just get started. I'm applying an eyeshadow primer. So yeah, I want this video to be kind of a life update, just really chill and chatty, get ready with me video. And I'm using this palette today by Technique. This is the Raspberry Pro Finish palette. And I'm going to start out with the color number 13. And I'm going to apply this in the crease with the little brush that comes with the palette. It's a very soft brush, but it's not very fluffy. It's kind of like very sharply cut. So it's not a great brush, but I'm so surprised at how soft it is, because usually brushes like this, they will be very pokey, but this one is actually so soft. So I don't really even mind the fact that it's not a good blending brush, just because it feels so good on the eyelid. And I'm going to use this color number 6, like a dark matte raspberry color. But yeah, the main thing that has happened is that I went to Ghana. I was there for a week, and I went with my boyfriend since he is Ghanaian. So we went and visited all his family and friends and all of that. And yeah, I had an absolutely great time. I loved it there. And it was my first time going to Ghana. It was my first time going to the African continent. So that in itself was quite an experience. Now I'm going to take the matte black, or like a dark charcoal gray color. So I had to do a lot of preparation. I had to get 3 vaccinations, and I had to get malaria pills. I had to get a visa. I got tested for corona 3 times, and all 3 times it was negative. But yeah, it was all definitely worth it. It was such an amazing experience. I cannot wait to go back. And that's also why I have the braids. I got them done in Ghana. I got them done the same day I was flying back home. So it took 3 people 4 hours to do these box braids. I have actually had my hair braided one time before, but back then my hair was only it went down to my shoulders, and I had the sides and I think the back shaved. Original. So this time it was completely different. It didn't really hurt. It was a bit uncomfortable. It did hurt when she was parting my middle part, because she parted it 15 times. She ran that little comb through my middle part 15 times. At the end I was getting aggravated. And actually I also got my nails done in Ghana. You know how much these cost? These cost $10. I have never had cheaper nails ever. In Denmark I will pay anywhere between $25 to $60 for acrylics. $10 is just insane, and she did a great job. She was fast, but she did it, right. Now I'm just using a little bit of my face highlight on my brow bone. But yeah, as I said, it was a trip to, for my boyfriend to see his family and his friends again, because it has been a year and a half since he was in Ghana last. And it was also an opportunity for me to meet them all for the first time. So it was great. It was absolutely great. Everyone was very nice. Now I'm going to take the color number 10. It's like a light shimmery gold color. And I'm just applying it right here on the lid. But yeah, going to Ghana is probably my most favorite vacation I have ever been on. And I have been to 20 countries, so... And it's really interesting because if I was going to any other country in Africa, I would probably be like more nervous, because people back home, they kept on telling me, oh, be safe and take care and all of that. But it felt very like familiar to me. It felt like a second home to me. I rarely ever felt out of place. People are very like friendly and talkative in Ghana, which is very different from Danish people and from myself. Like in Denmark, you keep to yourself and you don't speak to people that you don't know really. It's a very different culture, and I was aware of that before going, but of course it's something else when you actually experience it firsthand. Yeah, we didn't do a lot of like tourist things. We went to the Elmina castle, which used to be a slave castle, but I think that's about as much tourism we did.
Original Batman.
It's VQs.
I Gucci on the Prada, send me feeling bad. I be looking like the nigga that you wish you had. Them my girls, them are coming, them are looking bad. Man, I'm rolling with my niggas and we move.
Yeah, other than that, we just visited people, lots and lots of people to visit, and we ate lots of African food. And African food is very different from Danish food. I really like jollof rice, I really like plantain, I really like the little spring rolls, and I love the juice. The juice is from South Africa, not from Ghana, but they had so many different flavors of juice, and it was the best juice I've ever had. Danish juice just doesn't compare. And yeah, what more can I tell you? The AC didn't work. Oh my goodness, do you see that? I didn't just do that. Oh my word. Anyway, we didn't stay in a hotel. We stayed with friends, and the AC didn't work the entire time I was there. My boyfriend was there a week more than I was. It started working the day I left. But it wasn't bothersome to me. I think people worried about it for me a lot more than I actually did, because we still had a fan in the room, so that was fine for me. One night there was like a shortage of power, all the power was cut off, and then the fan didn't work, and that was really, like, that was very humid and hot. But as long as the fan was on, it was fine. Also, the water didn't work the first few days we were there, so we were showering out of a bucket. And oh yeah, I got an UTI and what more? Oh yeah, I just got diarrhea. That was like, I was fine for like the first like 4 or 5 days, and then then I got a UTI and diarrhea. But luckily I got antibiotics right away, so I was feeling much better already by the next day. But of course it happened right before I had to go meet my entire like all my parents-in-law and all of that. So yeah, you can't drink the water straight from the tap as you can here in Denmark. So we had to you know, buy bottled water, and I drink a lot of water already, and then being in like a hot and humid climate, then I drink even more water. And then one time we ran out of water, and my boyfriend wasn't home, and I was in the apartment by myself, and I was so thirsty. And I had been drinking everything in the house. I had been drinking like some kind of carbonated iced tea or lemonade, I think, and I had been drinking like every last bit of water in our water bottles that was left, and there was just no more liquids. There were no more liquids left. And I could just tell I was about to get a UTI. I am unfortunately very prone to getting UTIs. I haven't had one in probably like 3 or more years. It has been several years since I last had a UTI, because I'm very careful and try not to get them, of course. It's not a lot of fun. But yeah, I could tell one was coming on, and we were out of water, we were out of any kind of fluids. So I actually ended up drinking a little bit of the water from the tap, which of course was a terrible idea because then I ended up having diarrhea. So I got diarrhea from drinking the water I was not supposed to drink, and also I still got the UTI. So yeah, don't do that. But yeah, luckily I was fine. Like right when I felt it coming on, I told my boyfriend, and he got some antibiotics for me, and the next day I was so much better. And also it was so nice that I didn't have to plan anything, because usually when I go on any kind of vacation with my family or with my dad or anything like that, then I plan everything. You know, I have to plan when we're going, like the flight, I have to plan the hotel, I have to plan how we are going to either walk or take the metro or the bus. I have to plan what we are going to see each day. I have to plan where we are going to eat. Here I literally didn't do anything. I didn't do any of the preparations, like with the flight or with the where we were going to be accommodated. And I didn't do any like planning for activities. I just woke up each day and my boyfriend would tell me what we were going to do, and then we would get in an Uber or we would get in the rental car and we would go. And yeah, something else was that we drove everywhere. Usually, like back home in Denmark, I walk a lot, or if I don't walk, I take the bus. Granted, I don't have a car, so that's kind of self-explanatory. But also on vacation, I walk a lot. I have like an average about 20,000 steps each day on a vacation, because you know, it's free. It's free to walk. And you can get to where you're going and you don't have to figure out how the buses or the metro work. But in Ghana you can't really walk to things. You will have to drive. So it definitely has to be the vacation that I have been on where I have walked the least. I only walked like 5,000 steps a day tops, because we were always driving or taking an Uber. So yeah, I just feel so blessed just thinking about it. I can remember it so vividly. And it just makes me so happy to think about. Like, I can remember all the routes we took and all the places we went and how the weather was, and you know, just everything. Okay, to not make this video too long, I'm going to do my face makeup off camera. So I will do that and I will be right back to finish off the eyes with you. Alright, what a difference, huh? I did all of my face makeup and my lip makeup. So now we're just going to finish off the lower lash line. So I'm going to take my little smolder eye pencil from MAC. And we're just going to pop that right in the waterlines. So yeah, another thing that I haven't touched on at all in this video is that I went straight from Ghana to Italy. It was on accident. I was supposed to have one day in Denmark. But because of Corona and all of that, both of the flights, both the Ghanaian flight and the Italian flight, were cancelled and then rescheduled. So I simply didn't notice. I didn't notice until the day I thought that I was flying home from Ghana. That was Thursday, and I actually was flying home Friday instead. So it gave me an extra day in Ghana, which was great, but it also meant that I landed in Denmark on Saturday, and my flight to Italy was on that same Saturday, and it was in a different airport. So that whole trip was so intense. I went to the airport in Accra around like 7 o'clock, I think, and my boyfriend helped me to check in my bags, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Then he had to leave me because he couldn't, you know, go through security and all that with me, and he wasn't going home yet. He stayed in Ghana one more week. And I have never been on a flight by myself before, ever. So I was a bit nervous, but everything went fine. I went through security and I got on the plane. The plane ride is 6.5 hours from Ghana to Holland. And the flight was around 10 o'clock at night. And there is a 2-hour like time zone difference between Ghana and Holland. So I ended up being in Holland at 6 o'clock in the morning. Then I had to wait for like another few, like 3 hours or so, to get on the flight back to Denmark. And I ended up being back in Denmark around 11:30. And then we had to drive for 2 hours to get to a different airport, me and my dad and my mom, because me and my dad were going to Italy, and we weren't sure if we were going to make it. It was like a really tight squeeze, but we did make it on time, and we got through security and everything. So then me and my dad, my mom went home, she drove home. Me and my dad, we took the plane ride to Milano, or Milan. Do you say Milan in English?
mad. So me light on up and put it up till the morning. Them I know that your mind, so they be stalling. And I'll be always there to answer whenever you're calling.
And yeah, of course, by then I was so tired. I didn't sleep at all on the plane ride from Ghana to Amsterdam. And I'm not doing my makeup at all. What the heck? But yeah, I didn't sleep at all on the plane ride from Ghana to Holland. And I had been up that day since like 8 o'clock. So when I finally got to Italy, I had been awake for like 30 something hours. And I was just so exhausted. So yeah, I'm just applying a bit of the black color along the lower lash lines. And then a little bit of the burgundy color. So yeah, that Italy trip, it was just so underwhelming. Because basically I was just so exhausted the whole week. We were in Italy for a week. I was just so exhausted. I didn't even enjoy myself. And also it was very like underwhelming going from a place like Ghana and Accra to Italy and Milano. I'm sure I would have been more impressed with Milano if I had gone straight from Denmark. But going from Ghana and from that whole different culture and a whole different continent and all these new experiences, it was just, you know, it felt like the balloon had deflated a lot. So I definitely would have preferred to have stayed another week in Ghana instead. But yeah, me and my dad, we made the most of it. And also one thing about Italy, at least Milano, the food. The food. Like, it was so unimpressive. I had really been looking forward to pizza in Italy, and it wasn't that good. I had a pizza that was pretty terrible. It was like the most expensive meal we had. My dad, he had like a steak, and I had a pizza, and it was not good. Then we had some other cheaper pizzas, which were pretty like standard. It reminded me a lot of the pizzas you can get here in Denmark. But yeah, honestly, I was so unimpressed with the food. I had way higher expectations. Like, the best food I had was cheesecake at McDonald's. That was really freaking good. I had 4 pieces of cheesecake at McDonald's. I went back 3 times to get that cheesecake. Like, I loved it so much. So I don't know, maybe you have to go to like a really expensive place to get some good Italian food. Even we went to an expensive place and the food sucked, so I don't know. I'm sorry if you're Italian. I don't mean to offend anyone, but that was my experience. But yeah, anyway, I'm not that mad about Italy because I'm going back next year, so I'll have a second chance at it. Okay, so here we have the finished look. I feel like I made this eye more like pulled out. This one goes a little too much up and this one goes a little more out. It's difficult when you have 2 different eye shapes. So what do you guys think of the look? I really like it. It's more dramatic than what I had anticipated, but that happens a lot to me. I get carried away. It is kind of bothering me that this eye is like different from this. But I know if I try and mess with it, I'm going to mess it up more. But anyway, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little life update video about where I have been. Let me know what you think of the look, or if you have any comments down in the comment section. And don't forget to thumbs up the video if you enjoyed it, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. You can also click the bell to get post notifications. And that is all. So thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you in my next video. So take care and bye bye.
You always hold me down whenever it's boring. So sexy when you think about, I can't tell me nothing.